Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the Flatout Racing Network's coverage of race number 6, Season 5 of the Talladega Nights Shake and Bake Series here under the lights at Talladega Nights Super Speedway. 3 more races left until we determine the 12 drivers that will be battling it out in this season's playoffs. 5 races in the books, 5 different drivers have gone to victory lane. Will we extend that streak to 6, or will we get ourselves a first repeat winner? I'm Seth Cole alongside of Michael Norman, and Michael, into the second half of this regular season, pretty much the home stretch to be able to get yourself up into that top 12. We know that wins are important in terms of bonus points, but it is all about consistency to make your way into the top 12 here tonight. Let's say you're a driver that's slotted around 13th through 20th position. What are you looking for at this point in time? Are you still looking for that win, or are you looking for points in these final 3 races?
Well, a win, if you can get it, is going to be your biggest helper here, Seth. And I mean, yes, while consistency gets you points, win is going to be the thing that just gives you that real big confidence booster that you need. Winning a race in any series really is, you can feel that really self accomplishment there. But in my honest opinion, you're gonna want to win if you're hanging around that far in the point standings. But you just even being consistent here with the trucks, or excuse me, the car that show up here, week in week out, it's not too difficult to make up points if you have a good consistent run. But at the same time, if you wreck out and crash out, it can go a complete opposite for you.
Yeah, and we'll forgive you with calling them trucks because they do run the CTS physics, so it is almost like they are running with the truck physics. We're just awaiting, I think qualifying just finished up. We're awaiting the word from when we will be getting the starting lineup for tonight's race. I don't know the exact number we have here. I think according to what I'm seeing, we got about 38 or 39 drivers that are in the field here tonight. So a lot of points still on the line and a lot of big names below that cut line, including one of our former winners on the season. The other four are up inside of the top 5 in overall standings. Grant Wesley, the highest among them. He's currently the points leader. Ken Roberts is
Among
second.
us?
Huh?
Among us?
Among us.
Mm-hmm.
Not The Last of Us, Among Us. But Ken Roberts.
Don't say that name because I'm still waiting for season 2 of that.
So am I. So am I. But Ken Roberts, he's second in points. Rodney Sullivan's third. They were all former winners on the season. Greg Lovell currently is fifth in overall points. And how about Ulysses Sandoval? We talked with him a few weeks ago. He was around the cut line. He was the 12th place driver, and he's now up fourth in the overall standings right now. Maybe if we're looking at a sixth different driver to go to victory lane with the tear he's been on, might be looking in his direction maybe to find victory lane. Some of the other drivers currently up above the cut line right now would include Graham McDonald, Alex Moe, Sean Dotson, Bobby Farrell, Mike Mangialardi, Keith Bynum, and the driver of the 510, Stephen Brandstetter, right now is the cut line driver coming into this one. He's 12th in overall points. We'll get to some of those drivers that are below the cut line and could be able to win their way up into the top 12 in just a moment. I've just been notified that we are ready for the starting lineup, so let's get to that now.
Channel switched.
All right, drivers have qualified. Field is set. Here's the starting lineup for tonight's 6th race of the season for the Talladega Nights Shake and Bake Series.
Starting on pole, number 931, Robert Breedlove, driving a Firehouse Sub Camaro out of Lancaster, South Carolina. Just a big shout out to Jeffrey and everyone at Talladega Nights. Thanks.
Starting second, Greg Lovell, number 88 from Big Stone Gap, Virginia, driving the Busch Light Ford Mustang painted by Frank Divens. Good luck, guys. Thank you, Jeffrey, and all you guys for what you do, and just have a good race tonight, guys. Good and clean race. Have some good green flag pit stops.
Nate Balso driving the 079 JBL Chevrolet of Seattle, Washington. I'd like to thank my wife for watching, my daughter Madison, and my daughter Alex, who's out driving. Good luck, all.
Starting fourth, Ken Roberts in the 55 Mountain Dew Chevy, painted by Rodney Solons out of West Bend, Wisconsin. Good luck, guys.
Starting fifth from Gainesville, Georgia, the number 28, Mark Paglia. Thank you to Rodney Solons for the great paint.
Starting sixth, the number 043, Brian Lovell from Big Stone Gap, Virginia, racing for Team BSGR and Wolfpack Racing. Thanks all you guys, and special thanks to Frank Divens.
Starting seventh, number 2, Toyota TRD, Buffalo Bills Camry. Big shout out to Talladega Nights, all the admins and everything. Thanks, guys.
Starting P8, the number 56, Jeffrey Elliott out of Mooresville, North Carolina, driving his beautiful Chevy. Talladega Nights sponsor. Want to give a shout out to Rodney Solons for the paint scheme, guys. Great field tonight. I wish you all the best. Good luck.
Starting out from Big Stone Gap, Virginia, driving 41 Frank Divens Masterpiece. Good luck, guys.
Starting 10th from Moundsville, West Virginia, driving the old smoky Chevy Camaro, number 17, painted by Rodney Solons.
Starting 11th, Bernie Mobbs, number 31, driving the Leaf Filter Dodge from Palm Coast, Florida.
Starting in 12th, Mike Mangialardi driving the 029 Ford Mustang out of Federal Way, Washington. Shout out to my friends watching at the Rainier Room, and good luck, everybody.
Starting 13th, 388 from Big Stone Gap, Virginia, Dan Lovell, driving the gray Corona Premier car, painted by Frank Divens. Thanks, Frank. Good luck to all you guys. Good race.
Starting 14th, Keith Bynum from Austell, Georgia, driving the 63 Hubcap Annie Chevrolet Camaro. Hey, Mother. And everybody, share some love with your family and friends through this holiday season. Show them a big smile, not a frown. Good luck, everybody.
Starting 15th, Bob Pumpkin Sire out of Freeland, Michigan, driving the City Chevrolet Z01 Camaro. Shout out to my wife Kelsey and to my nephew Jordan, who's currently serving in the Army over in Poland.
Starting 16th, Randy Wall from Huntsville, Alabama, driving the number 21 Bush car painted by Frank Divins. Shout out to my sons Christian and Corey. Special shout out to my grandson Adrian, who won first place against last year's state champ today. My grandson Adrian, who won second place against last year's state champ. And my grandson Asa.
Starting in 17th, Stephen Brandstetter from Ranelette, Oklahoma, driving the 510 Team Doritos, painted by Rodney Sullins. Thank you, guys.
Starting 18th, Chris Van Vliet driving the number 10 Adidas Chevrolet out of Annapolis, Maryland. I want to say hello to my mom and dad who are watching the race tonight from Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and I want to thank Rodney Sullins for the awesome paint, as well as all of the admins and Jeffrey. Have a great race, everyone.
Zach Roberts starting 19th, driving the 98 Fanta Orange Toyota Camry, painted by Ulysses Sandoval. Special thanks to him, my teammates, Team Wrecking Ball, and big thanks to my uncle for getting me started. Good luck, guys.
Rolling off 20th in the 82 Marshall Thunder and Herd Ford Hot Rod, Craig Hagley from Canaan Valley, West Virginia.
Starting 21st, the number 23 Doug Hewlick from Plum, Pennsylvania. Shout out to my wife Karen, son Nolan Bailey, daughter Bailey. All my other friends and family out there, happy holidays. Have a good race tonight, guys.
Starting 22nd, the number 80.
Starting 22nd, the number 80, Eric Level out of Big Stone Gap, Virginia. Good luck, everybody.
Starting 23rd, Bobby Farrell, Frederica, Delaware. And number 7, Motorcraft Quick Lane Ford Mustang.
Starting in 24th, the number 96 from Baltimore, Maryland, Ulysses D. Papi Sandoval, driving the San Luisina Express Toyota Camry. A big shout out to all my wrecking balls out there and in the race. Good luck, everyone.
Starting 25th, Great Palm out of Lewis, Delaware, driving a 22 Trojan Magnum Ford Mustang. Cover me, I'm going in. Good luck, boys.
Starting 26th, Billy Ellison, driving the number 26 Coors Light Chevy.
Starting 27th is the 99 of Josh Mercurio, and he's an entire second off the pace in qualifying. I want to give a shout out to Michael Norman, who's not racing tonight because he's scared he's going to get beat by me. And another shout out to Seth Cole for being the beautiful voice of radio.
Number 28, the number 43, Bob Dixon from Macon, Georgia. Paint by Bernie's Paints, and want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Starting 29th, Tom Dixon out of Georgia, driving the Batman number 45. Good luck, everybody. Have a good race.
Starting 30th, Brian Ross in Heath, Texas, number 6 Valvoline Ford. Thanks to Rodney for the paint, as always, and Jeff and all the admins. Y'all do a great job. I know it's tough, and we appreciate it, man.
Starting 32nd, driving the 091 out of Fenton, Michigan, Sean Dotson, driving the Hako Pontiac. Good luck, everybody.
Heiser.
Gary Heiser driving the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet out of Mount Sterling, Kentucky.
Starting 35th, and the number 24 is Graham McDonald from Sarnia, Ontario.
47, Andrew Miller out of Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. Power Rage Chevrolet. Send a shout out to all my friends on Discord, Jaden and my mom and dad. Good luck, everybody. Let's have a good one.
Starting 37th, Alex Moe, Southern California, 48, Lowe's Chevrolet.
John Godfrey, 7-Eleven with Joey Chevrolet Camaro.
Starting in 39th on the Bob Euchre, Kelly Causey from Agricola, Mississippi, driving the Jif number 00 Chevrolet.
And rounding it off, starting in 40th, we have the legend Perry Bond out of Virginia, driving the number 60. I believe he's in that awesome Amazon ride. Good luck.
Well, there you have it. 40 drivers set to take the green flag here tonight. in the 6th race of the season. Down this home stretch towards the playoffs. Good luck, everybody. Best of luck to you all here tonight. Looking forward to a great show.
Thank you, Seth.
Thanks.
It's always a pleasure, brother.
Thanks,
Seth. Thank you, buddy.
Buddy left your channel.
Appreciate it.
Channel switched.
All right, so as drivers get themselves ready, they're out there doing some...
Mercurio is so lucky I don't have the ability to poke
I don't know what it
as
is.
a commentator, I'm supposed to be unbiased.
What banter
as
do I miss
JBL.
between the two of you during the course of the week? I tell you what.
I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things, but he's lucky because, theoretically I could race if I really wanted to being in here, but I know it wouldn't be fair. So he's just lucky. He's lucky. And as a commentator, you're supposed to be unbiased, but I really, really hope we give him the commentator's curse.
You know what you really hope is you want to see them actually make green flag pit stops and be able to laugh at him if he messes up hot pitting.
Exactly.
That's exactly what you want to do.
I'm gonna walk and go in there and get a black flag. Anyways,
I don't know. I had to do all I could to just not burst out laughing when he was calling you out there.
I did. That's why I was muted.
Man, folks, this is friendly banter, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely friendly banter.
By the way,
Michael and Josh race against each other a couple of nights a week, so this is.
I've also gotten
this is all in
a
fun.
couple times too. I caused him to park himself because he wrecked me too much.
Digging a hole, digging a hole.
No, but also I want to point out too, it was interesting hearing them introduce themselves and their starting positions while listening to Ave Maria in the background. It added a whole new light to the starting grid.
Wow, that's it's funny too because you remember I had that conversation with our friend Dylan Young when you and I were down in Disney during the vacation, and we were talking about one of the songs that's on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. I'm like, that wouldn't fit. Well, I think that fits into what you're just talking about there. Ave Maria for a starting lineup. Yeah, never thought I'd go to sleep during a starting lineup.
Oh, Ave Maria doesn't put you to sleep.
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, no way.
It's a soft...
No, you know what would have been better?
What?
Listening to the Macarena.
The Mac... Oh, man.
Macarena.
Well, you're looking at a group of cars here, including Andrew Miller and the Powerade Chevrolet.
No, wait, hold on.
Heard him on the...
Different.
What?
I got something new.
Okay.
Imagine drivers' introductions, right?
Okay.
for these drivers here, and they just come out doing the Macarena.
Well, I saw a Boy Scout do the gritty when we were at Martinsville, so
I mean,
anything is possible.
All right, I'm done. I'll promise. I'll calm down.
I mean, you're Joey Logano's #1 fan. Tell him to do the Macarena next time he comes out for driver introductions next year.
Yeah, sure. Let me just tell him that when I go meet him for his autograph at some point.
You should do that. Whoa! Greg Lovell coming to a stop right at the beginning of pit road, and a couple of drivers having some issues there.
Before we do pre-race, why don't we pull Mercurio down here? Maybe
May I ask why?
Yeah, let's get his thoughts before this race starts.
We getting some thoughts pre-race. All right, you
let's
know what?
hear the
I'm just
strategy.
gonna be quiet and let this whole thing play out then, if that's all right with you.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, shout out to Rick Ravon there in the chat. Long time no see. No, this is not iRacing. This is what basically was the precursor to iRacing. iRacing would not exist without this. Remember this. Anyway.
Is this a 1992 racing game?
Yes. All right. We'll get Josh, and I'm going to let you take the wheel.
User was moved to your channel.
All right, Josh. Hello. Welcome down here to the broadcast. You know, you've been racing a long time, so why don't you give us some insights and some thoughts pre-race to the race tonight?
About tonight's race? All right. Whatever you say, Michael. So we could either have two types of races.
That sounds like some interesting strategy.
The first one is the kind that Michael likes to cause, where we're going to have a wreck like every couple laps.
As the guy who had to
and what will happen in that kind of race is you'll want to stay in the back and just chill out for a couple laps. This is what Alex Moe likes to do a lot of the times. Just sit back, and then at the end of the race, you can make your run. Or we could have a green flag kind of race. These are the races that Michael never likes to be a part of. And in those races, it's important to have track position, especially when you go in for like a green flag pit stop, something like that.
You mean that you can never do?
Oh, no. You want to watch this? Are you watching me right now?
We're focused on you. Show us how to do it, Josh. Show Michael.
Well, first what you got to do is you got to go drop it in chat.
Well, the first thing you got to do is not get killed by the 043.
So you say, this car is pitting this time, and then you just roll on in there.
That basic scheme that I don't even see because.
Well, that sounds like a skill issue on your part, Michael, because we can clearly see it on the broadcast.
And you see, what you actually can do in this game is you can enter the pits at about 100 miles an hour, and as long
you
as
weren't
you
entering the
stay
pits at
on
100.
the
You were
brakes,
80 at the commitment line.
Well, you know, gotta keep it safe for the viewers.
Oh, well, okay, that's true.
You can enter the pits at like 100, and as long as you're on the brakes till like
gallery?
55, you're good.
By the way, why do you have a Pac-Man Ghost for your pit sign?
Oh, that's it's because I'm lazy and I don't want to make a new pit box for someone else.
So why 27th? I was second off the pace.
Yeah, I mean, you out-qualify us usually. Like, what's going on here?
Oh, so you see, I had to go to the bathroom, and so when qualifying started, I went to the
that old
bathroom.
excuse. I've already used that to death.
And so apparently, I have a
But
gigantic,
doesn't making you want to go to the
bladder,
bathroom,
and I
doesn't
couldn't get
making you
it
need to
out
go to the
fast enough.
bathroom. Doesn't needing to go to the bathroom usually make you faster because you want to get the F out of that car.
No,
the sooner
no,
I complete
you
this
see,
lap, the
it
sooner
was-
I can go.
It was my piss took too long. Yeah,
He only got that one lap in.
I only got
Alright.
one lap in.
All right, Mercurial, then go ahead and show us how it's done tonight during the race. Good luck to you, sir, and I will see
All
you.
right, good luck, guys. Thanks for broadcasting and all that stuff, and putting up with my shit too.
When he
All right,
says
bye.
good luck, I feel like he's not
Hey,
saying
hey,
good
hey,
luck,
hey!
but you know.
Watch your language in this broadcast. We are PG.
Okay, yes. I'll watch my. Oh, I don't even know what the PG word for that is. All right, goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
User was moved out of your channel.
Oh my gosh. It's all about having fun.
See, now was that not entertaining or what?
I am thoroughly entertained. We can end the broadcast now.
Yep.
Good
Going
night,
to bed.
everybody.
Going to bed now. Good night.
No, don't go away, folks. We got 66 laps still to go here when they get ready to take the green flag. I mentioned before we went up for the driver introductions that there were some big names down below the cut line. One of them, a former winner on the season, that being Chuck McClure. He's 13th in points. I'm looking at this.
Mercurio?
Huh?
Is it the other one, Joshua Mercurio?
Well, that's one of them, but he took provisionals the last 3 weeks, so I'm not sure he's going to be able to point his way up into the top 12. But no, some big names, though, that, you and I have seen here over in the Rolling Thunder Gaming Talladega Challenge Series. They're below the cut line, and we know that they've got the experience to be able to work their way up into that top 12 in 3 races' time. Mentioned McClure, Kelly Causey, Brian Lovell, Craig Hagley, Denny Carroll, John Godfrey, Greg Palmer. A lot of big names still below that cut line. So let's say you're somebody like a Bobby Farrell, Mike Mangialardi, Keith Bynum, just above that cut line. Are you keeping yourself aware of where those drivers are on the racetrack and trying to keep yourself at least in the same vicinity so they don't gain too many points on you? Or is there just too much to think about to add that to the list?
You are. Subconsciously, you're always trying to figure out where they're at because it's your job to try to get up there and beat them. Get the better position up there. So subconsciously, you're always looking around to see where they're at, but you also cannot deviate from your strategy to begin with. So you've got to keep in the back of your mind where they're at, but at the same time, you still got to run your race.
Rick Ravon in our chat predicting that the first yellow is going to be within 2 laps from the start. We'll see. These drivers have, for the most part, last couple of weeks, they've gotten up to around midway through a fuel run before we've had our first yellow, but we get later on into the season, those drivers, if they're above the cut line, below the cut line, must-win situations, they start to get a little bit antsy. Robert Breedlove has been a qualifying machine. Now, we didn't get the opportunity to broadcast last week, so I don't, off the top of my head, know who got the pole position there, but I do know that the 2 weeks prior, races 3 and 4, Breedlove was on the pole, so in at least 3 of the last 4 weeks, that's been that 931 leading us to the green. The problem is, though, the good qualifying efforts have not translated to good finishes. He's currently 26th in overall points.
Oh, I believe we are getting these cars out on the racetrack here. Said 66 laps of racing. Something we haven't done, I feel like we should do, just for the fun of it.
Are we jinxing drivers?
No.
Okay.
Well, I guess kind of in a way. Prediction time.
That's what I mean about jinxing drivers.
When do you think the first caution will be?
Are we giving a lap?
Yes, give or take.
I'm going to go on average of what I've seen usually in super speedways. I'm saying first caution comes out lap 6.
Okay. Because I know that in our chat out here, Rick says the first yellow will come out within the first 2 laps. So I'm going to one-up him and say we'll have the first yellow on lap 4.
Lap 4. That's not one-upping, that's 2-upping.
Close enough.
I mean, you know, I can only count to 4, so.
Exactly.
Field behind the Splash and Go Dodge Charger pace car. Make that left-hand turn to pit road, and we'll turn these drivers loose for what will be the next to last race for the Shake and Bake Series of 2023. The final race will be on, I believe it's up in the air, either December 29th or December 30th. That would be either a Friday or a Saturday. And after tonight, only 2 more races left until we determine the 12 drivers that will be making it into the playoffs. Could somebody here tonight get the win, get the maximum points, those extra bonus points for the checkered flag, and make their way into the top 12 for 2 weeks' time? Green flag is in the air. We are underway here at Talladega Nights Super Speedway. Already looking 3 wide there. Jeffrey Elliott in the 56, 4th car on that outside line. Still peeking out there, and nobody going with him. I think he got snookered in by Chuck McClure. McClure kept shading up there as if he was maybe going to go with him, and Elliott is going to go to the back.
Seth, you said there were 40 cars out here. You know there's only 38, right?
Well, 2 drivers must have not started then.
Yeah, me and you.
Oh. I was just going based off of what they said during the driver intros, because they said 39th and 40th, so there must have been some that didn't qualify, and the random qualifying must have put us ahead of them, I guess.
No, I can't scroll down, so it's just me, you, and the server that's below 38th.
I don't know why they said 39th and 40th for that final row then.
Because there was probably 40 showing when me and you were qualifying.
Oh, you're probably right. Top 4 have got themselves clear of the outside line. Breedlove, Balser, Paglia, and Slocum. Got some Nate Balser fans I saw in the chat even before we came on the air. Being told in our chat, driver in position 17, which I'm not certain what that would be right at the moment, has no first gear, so that could be interesting on restarts, though really you don't necessarily need first gear if you're mid-pack on a restart. You can get enough of a rolling start in second gear. It's up towards the front of the field that you definitely want to have that first gear, especially if the restart is very late in the running. Well, Rick Ravon's already lost the bet. We've completed 2 laps.
Oh, no, that means they got 2 laps for me to do that.
That's right. We're looking 3 wide. That's Keith Bynum around the 11th, 12th position.
Ooh, someone looks like they're trying to go 4 wide almost back there.
Is that Van Vliet, I do believe, in the 10. The Adidas Chevrolet. And Jeffrey Elliott now is in the sucker hole.
2 drivers back there in the very back could possibly lose the jacket if they're not too careful. That's the 47 of Andrew Miller, and I think that is who is it? Graham McDonald in the 24.
Yep. And maybe even, I think that's the 60, correct me if I'm wrong, that just is at the very tail end. Oh, he's actually drafted back up. Perry Bond drafting back up to the 48. Oh, man. Is that on my end, or is that actually happening? The 63 of Keith Bynum was warping across 3 lanes there through 3 and 4.
That might have been on your end, because I didn't see it. Unless I
Okay.
just didn't see it. I'm doing an experiment of which background music goes great with this race, and so far I haven't found a good one yet.
You haven't found a good one?
Never mind. There was a 63 kind of warping a little bit.
I didn't see anybody, like, panic up around that area, which made me think that probably it was on my end. As second lane, got some good pushers there, some good momentum down the back straightaway. That's Greg Lovell.
So there's somebody who has no first gear. They say it was the person in position number 17, but that could have changed already. So
I'm not certain who that was. The last time that I had checked my scoring when that came in, and of course YouTube does have about a 40-second delay, so it could have actually been even the lap prior, but the position 17 at the time I saw the comment was Chris Van Vliet in the 10.
Yeah,
but
I saw that in the 10 as well. So it's possible that the Chris Van Vliet might not have first gear, which isn't that bad.
No.
Except for on restarts or getting off pit road.
Well, restarts at the front. You don't have to necessarily worry about it on a restart if you're mid-pack, because there's usually enough checkup that takes place from the 3rd and 4th row anyways that it doesn't matter if you get a launch or
We're
not.
going to back from 7th around.
And caution is out. What lap we on, Michael?
Shut up.
Oh, it's like I've done this a time or two.
I think he just kind of got on the apron. Yep, you're right. Oh, nope, he had a little bit of help from behind him. There was a little bit of checkup. Also involved, I think, was the Sean Dotson in the 091.
Bobby Farrell, that Motorcraft Ford Mustang. There's Dotson.
Oh, yep, there was a little bit of bumper, like a little bit. He bumped going in the corner, backed off, and the 091 had no way to check up.
Big fields usually lead to big checkups like that. Fortunately, this one not involving a lot of drivers. Here's a look at it. It's a pretty big hit with the front end for Sean Dotson. Normally you can get away with rear end damage, but front end damage where the engine is housed, that can be a little bit worrying. By the way, we've got a suggestion for you to watch this race as far as music in the background. Born to be Wild by Stephen Wolf. Are you looking for adventure, Michael?
I think that's Steppenwolf.
Oh, is that Steppenwolf?
It might be, yeah, because there's no H in there.
I don't know. The closest I knew was Step in Time from Mary Poppins.
Well, listen, but we're not all as old as you, okay?
I know. Still a good movie.
No, Seth. Here's another question. Or you could do Shout by the Isley Brothers. You know, you make me want to turn.
Make me want to spin. Or in the case of some of these drivers, well, most of these drivers, you make me want to pit. Take my tires off and pit. Put my tires on and pit.
I'm a scat man.
Pity, 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 pit, pivot, pit. Anyway, man, we are getting way off track here.
Listen, this is not a.
Were we ever on track? Is the
It's
question.
not an FRN broadcast without us getting off track at least once.
You know, you're absolutely right. But I think we've surpassed once. I'm still stoked that I got the lap number right.
Yeah, you are.
I wonder if the guys were listening to the broadcast and they're like, you know what, we're gonna make him look like a genius.
No.
I've been corrected. You are right. It is Steppenwolf.
Told you.
That shows you my music culture. Well, as I mentioned, these drivers are going to have one more race here in 2023 for the Shake and Bake Series, but be sure to tune in next Thursday night. Rolling Thunder Gaming Talladega Challenge Series has completed their 60th season with Richard Martin the champion. So Thursday night, we're going to be bringing you coverage of the Talladega Nights Special Painters Team Race. A number of painters, you hear them shouted out during the driver introductions. Spent a lot of hard time painting the schemes, the liveries that you see featured here every Saturday night. Rodney Sullins, Frank Divins, Bernie Mobbs. Well, they're going to get special showcase schemes featured in a team race. We've shown a couple of them here on FRN. They are kind of difficult to follow in terms of figuring out whose number is what, but they are a lot of fun to observe, see the strategy play out. And next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, be sure to tune in for what should be a crazy one. It's the final Talladega Nights-based special event of 2023 right here on FRN.
And yes, Rick, 60th season. Rick in our comments said 60th season. Holy cow!
Yeah, 60th season. Their website only gives statistics back to season 38. The others 37 seasons. I'm sure somebody has statistics accounted for, but they're not, unfortunately, on the website. Well, they doubled up here, thinking we were going to be getting the 1 to green, but the lights are still on atop the pace car. Interesting strategy here with this early caution, because 6 drivers have elected not to come down and take service. Actually, correction, make that 5 drivers, from Breedlove back to Jeffrey Elliott. Everybody else has at least come down and topped off the fuel tank. Others might have taken and put on some 2 tires or 4 tires, but if we get into a long enough green flag run, this puts those top 5 at a bit of a disadvantage.
I mean, I feel like it'd be only a fuel disadvantage, honestly. But, Seth, also, I found music of choice.
You did?
Yep. One that you know all too well.
Give me the artist, don't give me the name.
The Weeknd.
Blinding Lights?
Yep.
Pretty sure Blinding Lights is one of the songs that's available on Fortnite Festival now.
Mm-hmm. What, to actually do the little Guitar Hero thing?
Yeah. There's I think 5 or 6 songs by The Weeknd on there.
I'm playing this as The Weeknd because it's The Weeknd.
You know, you're absolutely right. Hopefully these drivers aren't blinded by the lights, because we'll probably have the big one. Whoa, we're going to have to shuffle up the field a bit here, because Craig Hagley and Jeffrey Elliott, they're stepping out of line at the 1 to green to come down pit road. So that means that our top 3 will be the only ones that have not yet come to pit road. A couple of them out of Big Stone Gap Racing. 043 of Brian Lovell, who'll be on the outside of the front row. The 41 of Denny Carroll, who'll be on the inside of row 2. And, of course, our race leader and pole sitter, Robert Breedlove. Greg Lovell will line up in 4th. Nate Balser will be 5th.
Oh, dang it. Rick beat me to it. So, Bob S., I'm assuming, is Bob Seminara, right?
No, it's Bob Sire. That's Pumpkin in our chat there.
My bad there. There's a lot of Bobs. I know a lot of Bobs. Anyways, he said 3 seasons per year, and I was about to do the math, and Rick beat me to it. That's 20 years. I'm a genius.
20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration?
Yep, so they've had 3 seasons per year since this game came out in stores. Dick, doesn't that just make you feel old?
I felt old for a long time.
I felt old for a long time, and
what
then
were you doing in 2003?
School and probably video games.
Yeah, I was in, I think, 7th grade. Yeah, 7th grade in 2003.
That would have put me probably in 5th. You're 2 years older than me.
Yep.
So that would have put me in 5th grade, give or take. Yeah, because I remember I was in 3rd grade when 9/11 happened. So yeah, it would be 5th grade.
Yeah, is it bad that you take like a current event or a world event like that and gauge everything off of? Because that's actually what I did in my head as well, was gauge off of 2001 that I was in 5th grade.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting because I know that my dad said that a lot of times he'll gauge mathematically what year something was based off of when Kennedy was shot.
I could have said, oh, 2003, that was the year Michael Waltrip won the second Daytona 500, but
Nobody
nobody remembers that.
All right.
I think that was the first ever rain shortened 500 too. No, it wasn't. Anyways,
I wouldn't
sorry.
know because honestly, the first 500 I ever watched live was actually 2005, I think it was. Green flag back in the air. A lot of pushing there, a lot of shoving and some checkup, and we got a wreck in the back.
Oh, yep, we do.
Dotson, Mercurio, Heiser I saw there.
Okay, sorry.
Field, I believe, is frozen. They'll maintain speed and bring themselves back to the start-finish line. Andrew Miller.
Oh, that was a big stack up.
A lot of damage on his machine. Craig
Could have been that person
Hagley.
who didn't have first gear.
Could have been. There's Zach Roberts in the 98. Alex Moe may have been in it. A lot of drivers towards the rear of the field. May have been involved, may have come to a stop to avoid it. We'll find out in a moment with the replay, but a few drivers with some pretty extensive damage as Breedlove will bring them back to the line.
Oh, it's time for me to pick a different song. How fitting. How to Save a Life.
Where did I go wrong? How to lose a gear. Let's try and see if we can figure out what happened here.
It was a big stack up on the inside line.
Yeah, you see it on the right side of your screen. Hagley shot back into Mercurio. Boy. And I mentioned when we were showing the front how they were all bumping each other, and that bumping accordioned all the way back through to the rear of that inside line. Roberts, a lot of damage. Same for Heiser, same for Miller. And when you're restarting, you don't see 4, 5, 6 cars up ahead of you usually what is going on. Here's on board with the 3 car. Watch how there is absolutely no reaction time with this checkup.
If we weren't afraid of getting copyright strikes, then we would 100% be playing music in the background of these yellow flag replays.
Would we?
Yes, because we have some hilarious music in the background.
Not sure our production manager would allow that.
Oh my lord. I just watched a replay from your stream, and yeah, you're absolutely right. No reaction time at all. That just happens so fast.
Yeah, and you know, we showed it there from the cockpit view, which is one of the 3 available views for drivers. No reaction time there, but I'll bet even if they did it in far chase, that there wouldn't be enough time, because, you know, the 82, like almost literally, he didn't warp, but he was so violently shot backwards, it almost looked like it was a backwards warp. It was that quick.
510, no second gear.
All right, so that'd be Steven Brandstetter.
Yep.
And he's the driver that comes into this race, the cut line driver. 7 points over Chuck McClure, 8 points over Kelly Causey, 15 over Brian Lovell. All drivers that could easily win today.
He'd be kind of hoping that the race does go green for a while, because that would only affect him pitting. Well, Seth, as we still have the pace car lights on, I think now would be a good time to take a quick break, get some refreshments, and get ready for the second 3 quarters of this race.
I think you are correct. So, we're going to step aside for a quick little race break here. We'll be back for the green flag and the upcoming second restart of race number 6 of Season 5 of the Talladega Nights Shake and Bake Series. Brian Lovell, your current race leader. We'll be right back after this. Keep it here on FRN. Welcome back here to the Flatout Racing Network's coverage of race number 6, Season 5 of the Talladega Nights Shake and Bake Series. Getting ready for our second restart of the night. Brian Lovell to get us back underway. He'll have Denny Carroll alongside of him. Greg Lovell will be on the inside of row 2. Nate Balser, Keith Bynum going to be the top 5. While we were away, I believe this was prior to the last restart, the 24 of Graham McDonald took his car back behind the wall. He'll get credit for 38th place here tonight. The remaining 37 drivers still running, still on the lead lap. Failed to mention that driver that is missing from the field here tonight would be Grant Wesley, the points leader. So we could potentially have a new points leader heading into next week if Ken Roberts is able to make up the near 100 points between himself and Grant. Grant, I don't remember where the location is, but is at a dirt car race tonight. Is that like a 3 or 4 day dirt car event that's been going on that he is currently at. So hope he's enjoying himself. Also saw Rodney Sullins in our chat here, another former winner on the season. Won the season opener as the green flag is back in the air. 3rd in overall points. Hope you're doing well, Rodney.
Oh, that would be interesting. Thank you for letting us know that. That'd be an idea that we can 100% do next time we have this, Seth, and that would be break music, because that was a lot of just dead air as we have another wreck in the back.
And the caution's out again. It's like Alex Moe maybe in the 48.
These guys have got to give each other some spacing on these restarts. Yep, it starts with the 48. Not sure
Brian
exactly
Lovell
what happened in this one.
Lovell going to lead them back here to the caution.
Oh, yep. More stack up. Yeah, these guys have got to give each other more room on these restarts here.
Yeah, a lot of drivers trying to anticipate.
Get a good launch.
Leading to these checkups, and again, like we saw with the last caution, not enough time for the drivers towards the rear of the field to be able to react. This time looks like it was on the outside line, as I think my game may have just crashed.
Oh.
Yep, it did.
Well, that's not good. Tom Dixon's might have as well. And Seth, you fell out, so you can get back in once you're ready.
Our ticker may not be correct. Actually, you know what? I'm going to restart everything just to make sure our ticker is actually working. So bear with us, folks. Some technical difficulties here. Yeah, we're not unfortunately going to be able to get footage of that caution. Michael, tell us a story while I'm getting this all back up.
Okay, let's see. We're turning left at a very slow miles per hour right now.
Okay.
Bunch of cars came down pit road. Actually, they're still in the process of coming down pit road right now. Being led by Greg Lovell in the 088 Ford Mustang. So tell us, Seth, why don't you give us some predictions? While these cars are getting on pit road and while you're getting everything set up, what are you looking forward to in the 2024 NASCAR season?
In the NASCAR season?
Yes.
Just like I told these boys in the meeting,
And to you folks out there watching, feel free to give your comments as well. What are you and looking forward to in the 2024 NASCAR season?
I kind of think maybe to see if they're able to fix the short track program with the next gen cars, because a lot of people, and I'll agree with them in the fact, hopefully we got the ticker working, by the way, folks don't know if we do, but a lot of people didn't like the short track package. Martinsville, Bristol, I can agree with them on that. Richmond, I thought, was actually really, really good. I enjoyed that one. I was there in person, and maybe watching on TV, you don't get to see exactly what the cars are doing, but it was actually multi-groove. The mile-and-a-half package is fantastic. Super Speedway package is fantastic. I wanna see if they can better that short track package, make it a little bit more like what it was back in the mid 2000s.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too, with using the more of the chrome bumper, the chrome horn to get around cars. And Bob says SVG.
Oh yeah, Shane
And that's
Van
interesting.
Gisbergen.
That's interesting because he'll be in driving for colleague in Xfinity series.
Yep.
And a couple of cup starts too. At least he get to keep his number 97.
And he's making an ARCA start at Daytona as well.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, Seth, you should come down to Florida for the 500. I'd love to go that race weekend. Watch both the Xfinity and the ARCA race.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's not gonna be able to happen. But we'll talk a little bit more
Maybe in
about this
August.
later. I'm thinking maybe next season, Coke 600 might be on the docket.
Ooh, an early vacation.
Maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually mind that either.
That would be one of
Charlotte would be a good race.
That would be one of Van Gisbergen's Cup starts, as a matter of fact.
Almost kind of wish the All-Star race was still in Charlotte.
Yeah. No, I don't think we'd be able to afford a ticket to North Wilkesboro.
Oh no, not with what they're charging.
Nope.
And they're what's the word for it? Pillaging the wallets is a PG version of what I'm saying for the hometown crowd as well. There's out-of-towners.
Have you seen the repave for North
I
Wilkesboro?
have. Yes, I have.
A lot of people trying to be eagle-eyed. They say that it looks like there's progressive banking there.
It'd be interesting if they did do that concept, try to make the outside line a little better. Because I mean, in the All-Star race this year, on the old version of it, it was just kind of, there was hardly any passing that you could do there.
Bob Sire also saying going to be interesting to see what Josh Berry does. It's going to be interesting to see what Stuart Haas does as a whole this year, because let's not beat around the bush. Last year was a down year for that entire organization. The only driver that really was keeping them relevant was Kevin Harvick, but now Harvick's gone, replaced with Berry, Gregson replacing Almirola, and then you've got Chase Briscoe and Ryan Preece still there. The talent is definitely there with all four drivers. It's just a question of, is the equipment going to match up?
And Rodney, yes, you did, but it's also speculation right now, nothing confirmed. Rodney says, did I hear that correctly? You're planning on going to the Coke 600?
Tell you what, I was looking into ticket prices. I'm more tempted the more I see it. Alright, we should get the lights out this time by. Get ready to go back racing. So far, we've worked, I believe this was our third caution. My scoring is only going from the point of when I got back in, so it's showing only with the one yellow flag. I believe we're under our third caution. And the last two have been for stack-ups on the restart. I know in some series it's gotten to the point where they say you have to give a certain amount of space to the driver in front of you. I don't know if they would implement that here or not, because it's really been stack-ups at the front that have led to the incidents at the rear of the field, drivers trying to anticipate when that green flag is going to fly. One driver I just noticed is up here at the front is the 98 of Zach Roberts. Remember, he was involved in the stack-up prior to this one. Took a pretty hard shot into Andrew Miller and Gary Heiser, but I guess they got that car fixed up pretty well, and he's going to restart up inside of the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Stuart Haas Racing multi-year 10, deal with the 10. Gregson rank up there with Cry and Awful Dylan. I've not heard that one before. Normally they're referred to as, what is it, Silver Spoon and Wooden Spoon. Cry and Awful. Yeah, it was funny. I was talking with some of our friends over in TeamSpeak before we came on the air, and a friend of mine was watching the 2014 Kentucky race, and hard to believe, 2014 was Austin Dillon's rookie season. He's been in the sport for now 9 years, going on 10 next year.
And it only took him till 2018 to get a win.
Yep.
Well,
had to dump Eric
2018
Almirola to do
2017. 2017 was his first win. I think it was a 600. So 2018 was when he first won the 500.
Right. Oh, we're stacking up again on that top side. Trying to anticipate the start.
So far, so good. I made it through.
That push by Greg Palmer to Jeffrey Elliott's going to put the 56 out and clear of both lanes. Jeffrey Elliott going to tuck in front of Mike Mangialardi there, the Black Hawk Down 029 Mustang. Chris Van Vliet there in the third position. You know, you have fun with John Gilbert Godfrey and Randy Waluigi. There's names that are just fun to say. Chris Van Vliet, that just rolls off the tongue so perfectly. It's a fun name. You almost kind of want to do a Samantha Irving. Chris Van Vliet.
Chelsea.
The more he thinks about it, the more he giggles. Looks like everybody is up to speed here.
Are they?
Denny Carroll in the 41 is just at the tail end of the pack. Well, he might be losing touch. He and Brian Lovell. My scoring right now, Michael, is showing 35 drivers running. We had already documented Graham McDonald out of the race. Can you tell me who 36th and 37th are? Because it looks like we had 2 more drivers retire.
Couple more drivers retired? Yep. Ha! Excuse me. That was a call to the left. Can't wait to tell them about that.
Who were the drivers, though?
It's just Mercurio right now. And the 45 is 6 laps down.
Oh, okay. That'd be Tom Dixon. Actually, well, let's double check and see. I did see... Oh, wait, you said he fell out, though. Let's see if Tom Dixon's here. No, it doesn't look like he's returned to the track. So it's like he may be out of the race, just not listed as a DNF on the scoring. Greg Palmer has gone to the point. Zach Roberts moving into second. Kelly Causey there into third. Remember, Causey is one of those drivers that could move his way up into the top 12 in points here tonight. 8 points below the cut line of 12th. Ken Roberts, former winner on the season, won race 2. Right now in the 4th position with Craig Hagley in the top 5. We got a wreck in the back. That's Josh Slocum around.
Passing out.
Dan Lovell up against the wall. Ulysses Sandoval. Keith Bynum spinning. Brian Rawson in the 6.
And the banking is just turning more of these cars sideways when they have to slow down that much.
Steve Brandstetter looks like he was stopped back there. Don't know if he was involved or just slowed. Somebody went flying right past our camera through the infield grass. I thought at quick glance it might have been Chuck McClure. So I don't know if he was involved or not. Might have spun in the grass. Caution out. Greg Palmer going to pick up this yellow flag. Let's go back and see what happened. It started with the 2. I don't know who he made contact with. They may have been 3 wide back here. Yeah, they kind of were. The other car was Ulysses Sandoval. Eric Lovell outside. Ooh, I think there might have been some bumper grab. We'll get another view, but I think maybe Dan Lovell might have hooked Eric Lovell and sent him down into Sandoval and then down into Josh Slocum. Here's another look at it. Watch the red Busch beer machine on the top. Right there. Yep. And the car that flew by our camera was actually the 510 of Steven Brandstetter.
Trying to, I think, avoid that wreck.
Yep.
You know, give our digger cam something to worry about there.
I miss the digger cam. It was maybe the most useless camera, but I loved it. You had the little cartoon digger screaming and diving back down into his hole.
I would love to know how they got that camera to work when it into the cement and not get crushed when the drivers run over it.
Right?
Like, wouldn't that mess up your tires or something if you hit that at just the right angle? Oh, no.
One would certainly think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it from like the camera point of view. I don't know if you've ever seen, but wonder if there's like a photo of like what the camera looks like from the outside looking down at it in the track. Well, next time around, we will be at 40 laps to go here. Lost track because I don't have the ticker thing 100% correct. I believe this is our 5th caution of the night. Craig Hagley inheriting the race lead, as we had most of our leaders coming down pit road, including Greg Palmer. Looks like he is going to be around 7th or 8th here on this upcoming restart, unless we have some other drivers dive onto pit lane. Looks like Andrew Miller, maybe one of those drivers coming down pit road right now. Well, while we got the chance, we say we dial up another driver.
Sure. Who you got in mind?
How about we dial up somebody that's had a pretty good view out in front, hasn't really had to worry about a lot of the incidents happening behind him. Let's see if we can dial up our pole sitter, Robert Breedlove.
User was moved to
Hey,
your
Robert,
channel.
Michael and Seth up here in the FRM booth. You got us?
Hey, Michael, Seth, what's going on?
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of mayhem taking place middle, rear of the field. You've been up here at the front after starting on the pole position, not had to worry about that. What do these cautions do for you in terms of strategy here, of coming to pit road, not coming to pit road, saving fuel to get to a certain target lap, or is it too early to say?
Well, the first couple of cautions, I didn't pit at all, and everyone else pitted. So I got behind them a little bit. Then on one caution, I pitted and no one else did, so it put me all the way at the back. I missed all the cautions after that, so I decided not to pit this time and get back up front and let them guys sort it out behind me.
You know, I was talking with Michael as you guys were rolling off the grid. You've been an absolute machine when it comes to qualifying for these shake and bake races. The last 3 races we broadcasted here, you have started on the inside of the front row. Unfortunately, though, the good starting spots have not translated to good finishing positions. You come into this race pretty far down in the point standings. Currently, if my calculations are correct, about 105 points below the cut line. With the 3 races, including tonight remaining, are you looking at wins to get yourself up there into the top 12, or do you think there's enough time with consistent finishes to get up there?
I don't think I got a shot to get the top 12. I had to take 2 provisionals at the beginning of the year because I was out of town for work. So I missed the first 2 races, so it put me behind. I just don't think it's gonna. I don't think I can make it to the 12th. I don't think, unless some really crazy stuff happens.
Does that make
You
it?
never know.
Does that make it easier on you in terms of how you approach these races? Then, not really worrying about points, just being able to be aggressive to try and get checkered flags.
I don't know if I'm aggressive or not. I just know I don't have to worry about being in the top 12 for that cut or not. So I may take a more approach on the cautions and the pit stops, maybe doing a little something different than anybody else.
Absolutely. Well, so I've got those lights out atop the pace car. And it looks like you're going to be leading them back to green here. Best of luck. Thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Robert Breedlove going to be leading us back to green. Looks like Brian Lovell, Denny Carroll, Greg Palmer, Bernie Mobbs going to be the top 5 when we go back green here. A couple more drivers back behind the wall. 34th place will be Gary Heiser. 35th, Dan Lovell. Lovell involved in this most recent yellow. Gary Heiser nursing a car that had damage going all the way back to the second caution during that stack up at the rear of the field. So that leaves us with 33 drivers still running. And all 33 on the lead lap.
You ready to go back racing?
You ready for an interesting statistic?
Statistic?
Robert Breedlove has led a race high 11 laps so far. Alex Moe has made as many pit stops tonight as Robert Breedlove has led laps.
How many laps has he led?
11.
And Alex
Moe has made 11 pit stops so far. Next closest in terms of pit stops would be Andrew Miller and Sean Dotson with 8 each. These are the useless trivia facts that we give you here on FRN, courtesy of our leaderboard. Just to remind everybody, too, if you're just tuning in, we did have a snafu where the game crashed. So you're only going to see the running order down through 35th on the ticker. We had 38 drivers that took the green flag here tonight. You will not see listed 36th place Joshua Mercurio, 37th Tom Dixon, and 38th Graham McDonald. So apologies for them not being on the ticker as we're back underway. Little gap right there. Perry Bonds, 6th car on that outside line, did not get going, and we had some contact further back between Chuck McClure and Mark Paglia.
McClure-Paglia.
They all keep it going. McClure's going to start dropping back there. But look at the bumps there on that inside line. A lot of chain bumping from the 00 of Causey up to the 31 of Mobbs, to the 41 of Carroll, to the 931 of Robert Breedlove. And that's what's going to have Breedlove out in front and clear of both lanes. Rodney Sullins appreciating the Firehouse Subs livery on Robert Breedlove's Chevrolet Camaro.
Trying to get a third lane going out there in the back. You all know what happens when that third lane forms.
Yeah, we've seen kind of almost like real Talladega and real Daytona, when that third line forms, it almost kind of stalls out that middle lane. That's Randy Waugh up there on the top side. Josh Slocum, who was involved in our most recent yellow there, right off of this corner onto the front straightaway, making his way back up there to the front. Mark Paglia. Oh, and we might be looking 4 here, as everybody saw that third line coming, wanted to get up in front of it. Man, we were peeking 4 wide, 2 different areas of this field, from the middle of the trioval all the way to almost the entrance of turn 1.
We're 2 laps away from halfway.
We are. These guys are racing like it's the last lap.
There's a car fading in the back back there, about to lose the pack. I think that is the 091.
You'd be correct. Yep, that's Sean Dotson.
He's screaming, "Don't you forget about me."
Andrew Miller possibly in danger of losing the draft there as well.
I'm glad you remembered that because we talked about that during the
commercial break. We did indeed. I believe both of those cars, the 47 and the 091, were involved in the second caution stack-up. So they might be dealing with some aero damage here.
I think Miller is just taking it easy. I don't think he's really in a rush. It's only halfway. I don't really think he's in a rush to get up to the front.
I'll tell you who is in a rush. Kelly Causey in that 00. He's trying to get up to the front in a jiffy. He sighs only because he knows the pun was good. That's
I don't
that's
have
why.
anything to say to you.
There is nothing to say. Just bask in the glory of the pun.
100%. It was clever. I'm not even going to lie. But at the same time, just...
Yep. It was a good pun, and there's no wonder about that. Anyway, as Michael's brain has stopped...
Yep,
oh, Nate Balser cutting the grass on the front straightaway and saved it. Wow.
Well,
oh, they're wrecking in the back behind him, though. Ulysses Sandoval and Billy Elliser.
Caution is out.
Oh, I thought they had it saved. Sandoval was the one that Balser came up in front of. It looked like he had checked up in time. I thought we were going to get away with one, and unfortunately, that's not the case.
Hey, Seth?
Yes.
And we have a caution.
We have a caution. C-A-W-C-I-O-N.
C-A-W.
H-O-R-W-A-R-D.
Forward.
Billy Elliser there. There is Sandoval. Well, the driver out of Team Wrecking Ball. Going for a spin. Looks like Kelly Causey. You saw them side by side. Causey and Breedlove looked like at the time the yellow came out. The 00 just barely was ahead, so he leads us back here to the start-finish line. And let's go back and take a look at what happened. We hadn't jumped back there when it happened live because I thought it looked like Balser had it saved and we were going to be good. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Let's focus on the 96. You'll see the 079 step out and try and see if we figure out what happens with him. I don't know if he bumper grabs off the back of the 80 or gets some help from the 510. Ugh, hard to tell right there. And then, oh yeah, so Sandoval did check up, but then Billy Elliser behind him wasn't able to check up in time, and that's how the two make contact and both spin around. Fortunately, they didn't hit anything. Sandoval on the brakes does not hit the inside wall. Billy Elliser, the trajectory of his spin, nowhere near the inside or outside wall. So, a harmless spin, if you will, for both drivers. Let's try and go to the helicopter cam, see if we can figure out what happened to send Nate Balser into a spin there on the inside line. We'll take this off of turn 4. Oh, they checked up. They checked up on that inside line, and Brandstetter got into the back of Balser. That was a heck of a save there, though. Normally, if you get even those left side tires into the grass, usually the difference of grip is going to have your car spinning around. And usually, if you try and save in that area of the racetrack, you have a pretty good chance of overcorrecting it back up into the field. The fact that neither thing happened there for Balser, that was a tremendous save. Keeps that car in one piece and lives to fight another day. As we got some cars spinning in the grass here, coming to pit road. Randy Waugh and John Godfrey. Ooh, this was...
Luigi?
Yes. This was not good. Watch this here as Randy Waugh completes his service, and we're 3 wide and 21 into 80 into 7-11.
Yeah, that's just the purpose of trying to get on and off pit road.
That's two drivers right there that you love having fun with the names.
Yep.
Got Randy Waugh and John Godfrey.
Yeah, but it's just a product of pit stalls where they're at, and and other people coming down pit road at the same time.
Oh, we're wrecking on the back straightaway now. Zach Roberts, Keith Bynum, and I think that was Bob Dixon. This happened literally just seconds ago as the field was coming off of pit road, and well, that was weird looking. That was a weird hitbox. I don't think the 98 actually hit the 63. I think there was a weird warp hitbox that took place there. Maybe our camera angle's wrong. Let's confirm the suspicion. Let's go to the chopper cam. So let's see, is there space between these two when the 63 goes around? And nope, guess not. One just checked up more, I guess, than the other one was aware of, and contact is made.
Yep, that's usually about what happens.
Well, I mentioned about the fact that we've got next Thursday night the Talladega Nights team race, where it is in tribute to the amazing painters out there, specifically the painters that put a lot of the hard work into the liveries and paint schemes that you see here on the racetrack every night for the Shake and Bake series.
Does that mean that Truck Series is off that weekend, or that week, or that day?
Are you talking about RTG?
Yeah.
We crowded champ this past Thursday, my dude.
Wow, have I been gone that long?
You have.
I blame my actual job.
But on that
I
note,
can't believe I missed that. I'm so sad.
But on that note,
I'm so sad.
We do have a RTG race coming up this Monday night. It'll be the 2023 Happy Holidays 200 with the Aero 88 cars. They'll be at Michigan next till winter. That will be green flag at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to join us for that one. Should be good. And as we said Thursday night, it's a bit of a precursor because the Talladega Challenge Series is moving over from the trucks to the Aero 88 mod for season 61. That should be very interesting, as a lot of drivers ran that mod on Wednesday nights. They ran a couple of super speedways and they said, man, we got to bring this over to Thursday nights, and that has been made official and will be interesting to see not only what type of racing it will be, but just how horrible my old school paint scheme memory is, because from what I understand, a lot of drivers are running some throwbacks to some older paint schemes, including the, I know you'll appreciate this, the Gray Ghost.
The Gray Ghost?
I believe that's an old Dale Sr. paint scheme, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought that was like a Bobby Allison scheme.
Oh, is it? See, again, there you see? There it is, right there. My lack of knowledge of old paint schemes.
But I am also not 100% sure either.
Somebody in our chat will know. Somebody in our chat let us know who drove the Gray Ghost. Was it Dale Earnhardt? Was it Bobby Allison? Or was it neither? Are we just collectively stupid?
It's probably the latter.
It probably is.
Did we get the one to go signal this
We did.
time? I think we did. Yes.
We did.
Okay.
Green flag will come back out lap 38. If you're keeping track of fuel window for these drivers, it's about 19 to 21 laps depending on where you're running in the field. So this restart is going to be right on the mark of about 19 laps to go.
Seth, it was a ladder. We were both just
both just dumb. It was Buddy Baker.
Buddy Baker.
Hey, and of course the guy that would tell us that is the one that's painted that car for Josh Metallic, Mr. Rodney Sellens. Oh, Junior ran a Darlington throwback to it. Okay, so I get half a point.
No, you don't.
I named Earnhardt. Nope. I didn't say
Nope.
Junior. I was in. Okay, quarter of a point.
Wrong. We're still stupid.
Do I get an eighth of a point?
Nope.
16th of a point.
You get nothing.
You lose.
Sir.
Do I at least get a can? Not a can. What is it? A jar! A can of Jif peanut butter. Do I get a jar of Jif peanut butter and a slice of Wonder Bread?
No, you get a can of dirt.
I love how I thought of a container and my first thought is can. Wow.
Because theoretically, the first two letters of container is CA.
No, it's not. It's CO.
Okay, so I'm dumb.
A
Stop it.
cantainer. Oh my gosh. Anyway.
It's after 10 o'clock.
Wow. Oh, gracious sakes alive. We hope you guys are enjoying this commentary here tonight. Or lack thereof. Alright, so this green flag is going to come out with a total... It is. With a total of 29 laps to go, so they have at least one more pit stop they'll have to make between now and the checkered flag.
No,
oh, whoa, whoa! I think somebody just lost a gear. Mark Paglia, very slow. I think he may have lost second.
Wreck at 7-Eleven.
And they're wrecking, yep.
Oh, 7-Eleven saved it, but they're wrecking in the back.
Yep, Bobby Farrell around. And the caution's out again. I think that was all in reaction to a stack up. I believe the 28 of Mark Paglia lost second gear.
Eric Lovell is loving that caution jet came out because he was so much about to get lapped right there again.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Okay. I think we're gonna need a commercial break on this caution because I don't know if I can handle another caution like the last one.
Andrew Miller has pulled down to the inside wall and looks like he has retired out of the race. Kelly Causey bringing us back here to the caution. Let's go back and see what happened. I'm pretty certain that the 28 lost second gear because there was a huge drop in speed. And they were all checking up behind him. And I think that's probably what led to the initial wreck. Take a look at this again. Watch as Paglia tries to get himself a good jump here, right on the back bumper of Greg Palmer. And then watch as they go here into the corner and see how the 27 gains on him so quickly. And he definitely was slower. And then Denny Carroll, Brian Lovell, Alex Moe, Bobby Farrell, and John Godfrey all getting together here. What did you say?
I said Gilbert. John
Oh.
Godfrey.
I'm not going to lie. It sounded like you cried out something.
Yeah, I'm begging for my life at this point.
Godfrey actually got down on the apron. That got him loose. And then Farrell goes around there. Big hit for the 043. Of Brian Lovell into the outside wall. So that's our caution number 7 or 8, something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
What's our Alex Moe pit stop count now? Up at now.
Last check, Alex Moe, 14 pit stops. Brian Rawson with an engine failure out of the race. We saw Andrew Miller park it on the inside of the back straightaway.
Oh, and he was just holding back to try to make a run for it.
Randy Waugh also out of the race.
Luigi.
Zach Roberts.
He didn't leave me my paws.
He didn't. I didn't. I'm sorry.
Well, I think now would be a great time to take one of more of our completely silent commercial breaks. Recharge a little bit.
Yeah.
Get ready
We'll get
for this
some.
run
We'll
to
get
the
some
finish.
background music in there for the next one.
What, next broadcast?
For the next broadcast. Yep.
So for now, enjoy the epic silence.
Yes. We'll be right back in just a bit.
Look, wait. There you go. There are my 2 comments. I say Waluigi, so 2 people in the comments. Wah!
There you go. All right. We'll be back in just a few moments. Jeffrey Elliott showing the way here as we're closing in on 25 laps to go. We'll return with coverage right after this and an Alex Moe pit stop update. We'll be right back after this FRN race break. Should be getting lights out atop the pace car here. Looks like we got an update on Brian Rawson. Lost 4th gear. The reason for his retirement. He joins Andrew Miller, Randy Waugh, Zach Rogers, Gary Heiser, Dan Lovell, as well as Tom Dixon. Trying to remember the other 2 drivers that retired out of the race. We documented them earlier, and unfortunately they're not on our ticker and not on my current scoring. But, Michael, do you see what you started?
I have.
We
and
have
I'm very
a
happy for it.
Waluigi versus Wario battle in our chat right now.
I'm very much happy about it.
All right, so settle the argument. Which one do you think is better?
Wow.
You know what? I know how to settle it. Everybody out there that thinks that Waluigi is better, hit like on this stream, on this video. Anybody out there that thinks that Wario is better, hit like on this stream.
Wow. Baiting.
I think, I think that's fair. I could lie and say that YouTube will know if you hit like whether you're voting for Waluigi or Wario, but I won't do that. But no, if you guys enjoy the content we're bringing you here tonight, I know it's a little bit slow what with the caution laps and everything, but we're trying to keep things entertaining for y'all. If you're enjoying this, please consider giving this this stream a like. It will actually show up in the algorithm after the stream has gone off air. We would appreciate it a
You're
lot.
an algorithm.
We're all algorithms, really. We're walking, talking algorithms.
Nick will fire the Waluigi launcher, but he'll end up killing himself like he does most of the time in Gmod.
Well, that's just because the Waluigi launcher has a horrible hitbox. It won't
You're
fire
not
through a
wrong.
doorway. It's annoying. It's almost kind of like the sniper rifles in Fortnite. You think, oh, I got him in crosshairs. Nope. Green flag back in the air, and a very slow start there for, the 27, and we got some spinners in the back, and we're wrecking again. These stack-ups tonight have been killer.
People are just anticipating they need to give room.
Well, I think a lot of it, too, we've got some cars up here that have lost gears. The 27 looked like he's not able to get going. That's the second restart that he's been slow, and someone's been trying to push him, and that stacks up the whole lane behind him, and it's led to, what, 4 of these cautions with stack-ups?
He started in second gear, and it just didn't get going.
A lot of drivers that have been running at the back have been constantly caught up in these. Bobby Farrell, John Godfrey being a few of them. Godfrey and Palmer, they've retired out of the race. I'm almost wondering if it's getting to the point where we're having drivers retiring from the race out of frustration with all the cautions.
It's very much possible.
Now, Robert Breedlove, he'll take every lap he can lead, whether it be under green or under caution. You see him already throwing in the clutch. You can tell with that front splitter right down to the racing surface. You'll see it.
We're coming to 22 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, I mean, if you can go another, 2 laps here under caution, then come to pit road maybe at the 1 to green, you should be set to make it the rest of the way. And if we get more cautions between now and the checkers, after that pit stop, you're definitely going to be able to make it the rest of the way. Can certainly clutch and save. Let's go back and see what happened here. Starts with the 7-11 of John Godfrey. Watch the inside line stack up. Starts up there with Billy Elliser and Steven Brandstetter into Palmer, into Hagley. All the way back here to Godfrey, Farrell, McClure, Greg Lovell, Eric Lovell. Let's take another look. Ryan Lovell in the 043. Looks like Alex Moe was able to slip his way through. By the way, for those keeping count, after the caution prior to this, Alex Moe is up to 17 pit stops in this race. He's now he's actually now made more pit stops than Robert Breedlove has led laps. 17 pit stops to 15 laps led for the 931. Bernie Mobbs making, I believe, his second start on the season. And that Lee Felter Dodge out in front here. He's one of the featured painters in the team race next Thursday night. I hope I've got this right. I believe that the 4 painters for the respective teams are Bernie Mobbs, Rodney Sullins, Frank Divens, and I believe the 4th one is Pat McCarskey. I hope I'm saying this correctly. I might be incorrect. I'll double check just to make absolutely certain.
So, for all you football fans out there, I just want to say the Lions are destroying right now.
Are they?
Well, yes, they are. They are destroying Denver right now.
Is it as bad as the Chargers game was?
Oh, jeez, I don't know if it's that bad. Let's see.
Was that 63-14 or something like
What
that?
is the current score of the Denver Broncos game?
Currently, the Broncos are trailing the Lions 35-10 in the fourth quarter.
So it's not as bad, but it's still not good. Is it bad that the next question I would have is, does David Montgomery have any of the touchdowns because he's on my fantasy roster?
Well, I mean, I would say look, but I don't think you can click off the screen right now. So
I probably could look on my phone, but I'm currently in the process of making sure that my information was correct on who the 4 painters are here. Well, the lights have not gone out. They'll probably go out next time by, and when we hit the stripe, we'll be at 20 to go. I think you're going to see a lot of drivers making the dive making the dive on a pit road this next time by. Even if they're giving up a ton of track position, they should be able to make it the rest of the way now.
I agree. They might, or give it another caution, get enough time to save. That's going to be a tough question with the amount of cautions that have been coming out, Seth. Do you risk staying out and then seeing it to bank on more caution?
Yeah, it would all depend on when your last pit stop was, though. Like, if you pitted with 25 to go, 26 to go, then maybe you'd be able to save enough. But if you pitted with 30 laps to go, I don't see how you can save 9 laps of fuel despite how many cautions we've got. Maybe I'm wrong. I've not participated, or at least to my knowledge, observed a race in that type of a scenario.
Look at your comments on the video, Seth. I think Rodney gave you the list.
Oh, perfect. Saves me from continuing to scroll. Blaine Donlin. That's the other one. My apologies. My apologies, Blaine. Of course, Blaine Donlin does the broadcasting of the I'm on Fire series on Thursday nights over on Tar Nation TV. Well, Bob Cyrus says he's got Amon-Ra St. Brown on his fantasy, so I'll bet he's getting some good points from him.
I just can't wait to see the Browns play tomorrow.
Who are they playing?
They're playing the... Oh, God, I think they're playing the Bears? Hold on. I'm pretty
Brian
sure
Rawson says, how about them 5-time world champion Dallas Cowboys? And XX comes back with, how about the King Wario?
And yes, I was right. They are playing the 5-8 Bears. 8-5 Browns versus the 5-8 Bears, and they're playing at Cleveland. Oh my God, Carolina 1-12. Oh my God.
They want Cam Newton back.
I don't know if they do. Where did he go?
Cam Newton?
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot what team he plays for now.
Oh gosh. I
Or if
did
he's
know,
even
and now I
playing.
forgot. Did he go to no, he didn't go to Denver. Where the heck
No,
did he
he
go?
did not go to. Hold on. You know what?
I don't remember where he went.
I thought he was. I guess they're saying he's still with the Panthers, but he hasn't been playing. I mean, it's still showing him with.
Maybe
It's
be
still
injured.
showing him with. He could be, yeah, but it's still showing him with the Panthers.
Because I thought.
Oh no, hold on. It says
Sam
he's
Darnold,
a
I think,
quarterback was a free agent.
Oh.
So he's not signed with anybody right now.
Because I think Sam Darnold, last I knew, was the starting quarterback for the Panthers.
It says
now or
number one for Carolina and New England. Could he be with?
Oh, Cam's retired. Our comments confirming Cam is retired. He's hat shopping. Brian Rawson says.
Yeah, or he's a free agent.
He's hat
just
shopping
not
with
wanting
Carson
to sign.
Hocevar. All right.
Now
Pace
that
car is
football
off.
talk's over,
Hopefully
Cam has
for
had
the
too
last
many-
time.
Cam has had too many concussions. Ooh.
Hey. Bernie Mobbs going to get us back under the green. Bob Dixon will be alongside of him on the front row. Then Sean Dotson, Perry Bond, and Chris Van Vliet. Going to be the top 5.
Just love saying that, don't you?
I do.
Good start this time around, although we are 4 wide. Never mind, 3 wide in the back. See if we can get these last 20 laps under green.
And if we do, can some of these drivers who we saw hardcore saving up at the front, can they make it the rest of the way without having to pit?
That Dodge leading this field. Also, Seth, I'm gonna give you the floor for questions, for post-race questions.
Alrighty.
So it's all up to you, buddy. It's all up to you.
We got a Dodge in the lead, a Chevrolet in second, and a Volkswagen in the third position.
I hate you.
Isn't that how it's said?
It's just
I'm pretty sure that's
Volkswagen.
how they say it. Volkswagen.
No, it's just a Volkswagen. Say it American. You're not German.
No, I'm not, but say it the correct way.
I just had a very
Ulcer.
bad joke. I had a very bad joke pop into my head, and I'm not going to say it because we're
Good.
live on air.
Well, Josh Slocum there in the Buffalo Bills number 2.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose. Sorry, wrong Buffalo Bill.
Precious.
Okay, Smeagol, calm down. Don't do it. Don't you dare.
I won't.
Okay, good.
I'm tempted, but I won't.
No, you won't.
I love the creativity on that 2 car. I'm not a Buffalo Bills fan, but I love the fact that he's got the Josh Allen jersey as his door number. That's creative.
Yes, it is.
Why didn't they? I know it's Hendrick font, but now when I think back of it now, why did they not have, when William Byron ran the Kobe Bryant tribute, why did they not do the Kobe Bryant number font, the Lakers font?
I
know.
did.
Did they? No, I think they kept it still with just the Hendrick 24 font.
They might have.
I mean,
but
I know
thought-
that you have to
thought
go
that
through a
maybe
whole
he
lot
did.
of licensing agreements and everything, and maybe the Lakers wouldn't have allowed it or something. I don't know, but I kind of feel like that was a missed opportunity. That would have been cool.
These cars are catching a lapped car, by the way. That is Chuck McClure, currently in 27th, all by his lonesome.
I saw him in the wall off of turn 4 when they were coming to get the green. I don't know if he was having some kind of an issue. But to your point, now he's in danger of going a lap down as he was midway down the back straightaway as the field was thundering out of turn 2. Nate Balser trying to get an inside line going there. He's got Denny Carroll with him. Third line also trying to make something happen, being led by the 23 of Doug Hewlick. Got 27 drivers running on the lead lap right now, including McClure. A couple of drivers straggling at the back of this lead pack, Mike Mangialardi and Eric Lovell. Lovell's been involved in a number of the wrecks here tonight, but I think that car still has enough speed to stay up in the draft. Kelly Causey and Ken Roberts have moved up to the third lane there. That's going to make things interesting as they catch the 17. Oh, boy. Got to squeeze their way in there. Going to make it work, as that was right in turn 4 that they encountered the 17. He gave them plenty of room to maneuver their way around. Kind of broke up into a rather spaced out double wide underneath him. Drivers being smart, trying to not bring out yet another yellow flag. These guys here are the survivors, some of them with the battle wounds of being involved in either one or multiple incidents. Mark Paglia, who I'm pretty certain has no second gear, he's up here making a charge at the front. He tucked down in front of Nate Balser. Side by side with Keith Bynum for the 5th position. Now going to make a 3-wide move is Josh Slocum to the inside of Perry Bond and Bynum up on the top.
3 wide coming very quickly here. Got to figure out which lane you want to block, Bernie.
Yep. Bernie Mob's got to make a choice. Doesn't look like he'll have the inside option. And the outside option. It's not yet to his right rear.
Yeah, it is.
Now it is. Bernie boxed in. Oh, moving in the back, and they're wrecking. Chris Van Vliet, I believe, bumper grabbed off the... Oh, I couldn't remember which car it was. It might have been the...
Well, the race is definitely not over, but
Nope.
for those who needed to, who were worried about fuel, this might definitely help them.
Sean Dotson's on pit road. It was either the 079 or the 41. I couldn't tell exactly right at the time who it was that he bumper grabbed off of, but Chris Van Vliet came back up into traffic, and the caution is out once again. Keith Bynum, the race leader after that power move around the outside 3 wide. Guy that helped him get there, Craig Hagley. Going to be second, Slocum, Causey, Mobs, the top 5. Let's go back, take a look. Now, Sean Dotson, I believe, lost a lap when he was on pit road. Chuck McClure, we saw lose a lap as the field got around him. I believe they both are eligible for Lucky Dog. There you see the movement right there. Nate Balser and Denny Carroll, I think, might have bumper grabbed, and then as the 41 was coming back up, Chris Van Vliet was already to his right rear quarter panel, and then the 10 gets sent up into the outside wall. A couple of other cars collected up. Doesn't look like heavy enough contact sustained by any of the drivers that it would take them out of this race or even really have them off the pace. A driver that did get a piece of that was our pole sitter, Robert Breedlove. We talked about the fact that that car qualifies well every single week, but just seems to be wrong place, wrong time. Does not get the finishing results to follow up that. Bob Sire also got a piece in the 27.
Well, this is going to be very interesting. A restart under 10 laps to go.
And we
with
had
the
about...
race leader,
yeah.
Keith Bynum.
We had about 6 drivers, a few of them that were running up at the front. They came to pit lane, including Bernie Mobs. I believe Nate Balser, Bob Dixon, Perry Bond, Bob Sire.
must have not actually been able to make it.
Yep, but now they should be able to. Question marks gone for them. Our
You're a
upcoming
question mark?
restart. Huh?
Said you're a question mark?
If I sleep wrong, I walk around shaped like one. But it looks like only one driver will receive the lucky dog, that being Chuck McClure. Sean Dotson just came back down pit road and made the left-hand turn to the garage here. Looks like a mechanical problem for him, a wheel problem, it's saying. And Dotson will get credited for 27th. That's huge in the fact that you consider the fact Sean Dotson came into this race only 50 points to the good, above 12th in the standings. And you look at some of the drivers that were behind him in points. Keith Bynum leading this race. Bobby Farrell still soldiering on in 13th. Mike Mangialardi in 18th place. Steven Brandstetter currently in 14th. So with the classic NASCAR point system that they're using, could be possible mathematically that Dotson could find himself below the 12th in the standings cut line heading into next week. Well, not next week, but it will actually be 2 weeks from now, on either December 29th or 30th. Date is yet to be confirmed. And only 2 races left. That's not a whole heck of a lot of time, especially when you consider the fact, as I mentioned, the classic point system and the large fields that we get here in the Shake and Bake series.
I wonder if you might have jinxed them, Seth. Either that or a really bad pit strategy for I think the driver who actually who might have led the most laps, Robert Breedlove. He's back in the 28th place right now.
Yeah, not sure what put him back there. He did get a piece of that last caution. But yeah, he, along with Bernie Mobbs and Nate Balser, they've been up at the front for the last 15, 20 laps or so, now deep in traffic. Good to make it on fuel, though. Chat saying, I think they're right, the pace car has led the most laps here tonight. I don't have the official full amount of laps, but since we ended up having the game crash incident and came back in, the pace car has led 25 laps in the 6 cautions on record, and I think there were 3 cautions prior to that. So if we just take the 25 laps that we have record of, that is 10 more laps led than Robert Breedlove has led tonight. So yeah, if there's bonus points for leading the most laps, then I guess we'll give them to Cosmonition Oshu, the pace car driver in the Splash and Go Dodge. Frank Divins says he's done many NFL schemes with the car number on the door and the team's jersey with the driver name. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
I love paint schemes like that, where if you do it like sports related or movie related or something like that, you incorporate the actual number into the car itself. I love that kind of thing. Again, not a Buffalo Bills fan, but I love the concept of the car. A Frank Divins paint right there.
I once raced a Cleveland Browns car in the special event.
You did, that's right.
It treated me exactly like the Cleveland Browns.
I'd forgotten about that paint scheme, to be honest with you. I did run it, and I was trying to remember if I ever ran an NFL themed car, and I did.
We had an NFL themed. We had an NFL themed race.
Yeah, yeah. I ran a Philadelphia Eagles car. I think I was the home colors, and Nick Gunther was the away colors. Outside of that, though, I don't think I really ran any sports-related paint schemes. I don't remember if I ever did a baseball-related one. I know I didn't do a hockey-related one because I don't really watch hockey. Basketball, I don't think. Well, I think I did a Kobe Bryant tribute scheme at one point for a Xfinity race, but I don't know if that really counts as a sports-related thing because it wasn't really like having the Lakers as a sponsor. It was more of an individual, so I don't think that would necessarily count.
You don't necessarily count.
Something, normally don't. All right. Pace car coming to pit road. I'm being told that they're having to refuel that pace car every time he comes down pit road now. He's been out in front so long. But it's going to be 8 laps to go when we get back green here. We do have that point of no return coming up, which would be around lap 62, about 4 laps from now. Every possibility this race could maybe end under yellow. So I think calm racing may be out the window. I think for those drivers mid-pack, rear of the field, I think they feel it's go time. You can't wait around any longer.
As our back to green flag, best day ever plays in the background.
Big pushes. Craig Hagley to Keith Bynum on the top. Mark Paglia to Josh Slocum on the bottom. And Slocum is going to go to the point. He's got to cover that inside line. Paglia took a peek there off of turn 4. Ulysses Sandoval right behind there in the 96. Got that podium finish a couple of weeks ago. 4th in overall points, Ulysses Sandoval. Looking to keep himself secured in a playoff position as, that outside line. They're trying to form a 3rd lane. Everybody jostling and blocking, trying to get up against the wall. Bynum and Hagley got up there. Causey and Roberts got left in the middle. Jeffrey Elliott's up in that 3rd lane. Robert Breedlove, a lot of fast cars, but
we're about
they're
2
losing
laps
ground
away from that point of no return.
Ulysses Sandoval's car looks a lot better than it did 2 weeks ago. Last time we saw that 96 cross the start finish line. Oh, we got a wreck in the back, and I think the yellow flag is out. Yes, it is. I believe they are racing back. We're going to stay here with the leaders. They are racing back here to the caution. It is not frozen field now since we are at less than 10 to go.
This could be the race to the finish.
Could. All drivers are on the lead lap, so we won't have the extra lap for lap down machines. Oh, they're wrecking there. That's Kelly Causey up into Ken Roberts. And they're still wrecking. Greg Lovell around. Chuck McClure around. Oh, boy, if this... Oh, they're still wrecking further back. Someone just clobbered the outside wall off of 4. I think Robert Breedlove was in that. And Slocum's going to lead him back to the caution. That was an ugly lap.
Oh, and look who finished... Look who potentially could be finishing 3rd.
Let's see Sandoval with a back bumper this time. I was going to say, when we saw him 2 weeks ago cross the line in 3rd, we could see his fuel cell. There was no bumper to push. But this race could potentially still not be over, though, Michael. There is a chance we could get back green. Well, there's a bunch of torn up race cars, though. Mike Mangialardi, Jeffrey Elliott's coming to pit lane. Doug Hewlick. There's Keith Bynum. Someone's smoking up here. That's Chuck McClure. Kelly Causey. Steve Brandstetter. Whoa, yikes. Greg Lovell almost got into the back of Perry Bond there. Well, there's a lot to look at there on that lap.
But I don't know. Depending on the lap length that we have cautions, we don't necessarily have somebody retired other than or laps down other than the 30 or the 45. But if he's retired, I don't know with it not actually physically
Oh,
showing retired.
that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, Tom Dixon, he ended up not officially retiring out of the race, so the game might still have him scored as a lap car. And if that is the case, then
This
yeah.
race could be over, or we could get a one lap shootout.
Let's take a look at how this one started. I think Keith Bynum gets a bad bump in the tri-oval from Craig Hagley. They were trying to make that third line move. Bynum gets sent down into Bernie Mobbs and Eric Lovell. Doug Hewlett gets spun around. And further up here, we had another incident that I think was Kelly Causey and Ken Roberts. They make it down the back straightaway, but it's up here into 3 that the contact is made. It might be Greg Lovell that moves up. Now Brian Lovell as well. And then as this is going on, they're wrecking further up here with Greg Lovell and Chuck McClure. And then further up, you've got Craig Hagley hard into Chuck McClure. And we got a lot more drivers out of the race as a result of everything that occurred right there in that 2.66 miles. Oh man, watch this hit by Craig Hagley. Oh, big hit there to McClure, and then slides back up the track into McClure again. Hits the outside wall up on his roof. Fortunately, that thing came back on all 4 wheels, but man, a wild ride there for him as he spins it down to the inside wall there at pit road entry. Let's go back and take a look at that incident again, that first incident near the start-finish line. See if anybody else got collected up in it. We'll try and find the 23 of Doug Hewlett. Also want to see the 10 of Chris Van Vliet because it looks like he's retired out of the race. Bob Sire there in that checkup. He spins around. Van Vliet got through, but he ran into the back of, I think it was the 60.
All right, well, this will tell us if we're getting a 2-lap to go restart or a 1-lap shootout. Lights are still on the pace car this time by, so there's still a possibility of getting a 1-lap shootout.
That was a big hit by Greg Lovell, former winner on the season. Oh, Mike Mangialardi came in and got Steven Brandstetter, wiped him out. As Brandstetter was trying to slow for Causey in case he came back down the track. Now, I called all these drivers survivors. They had weathered the storm of the multiple cautions we've had here tonight. Some of them still running, though involved. Some of them getting through and keeping their cars in one piece. And in all of that, we had almost a good dozen drivers collected up in 3 different incidents. A couple of them had some follow-up incidents, so about 4 or 5 different incidents there on that lap. And we're now left with 22 drivers at the conclusion of this one, if we indeed get that 1-lap shootout. Chuck McClure, Craig Hagley, Jeffrey Elliott, Chris Van Vliet have all retired out of the race. They'll get credited 23rd through 26th. Now let's see if we get that 1-lap shootout. If we do, Michael, it's looking like the 2 of Josh Slocum is electing that he will start on the top side.
Well, that's not that bad of a choice, especially if it can get a good run.
It's not a bad choice, but it seems like the inside line, the shorter way around the racetrack, at least on starts and restarts, is preferred. If you get a good jump on that outside line, you're probably going to have too much of a gap to the car behind you trying to clear the inside line car. I'm not sure I'm on board with this choice, if that is indeed what he's doing.
Oh, moment of truth.
What does our pace car driver, Cosman, say? Does he flip the switch? Yes, he does.
He did. One lap shootout.
Oh, wow. I'm actually getting a report that what we saw happen there with the 63 and the 82 was not a bad bump. It was a misshift on the 63. So he must have accidentally downshifted there in the tri-oval.
Oh, how'd that happen?
All right. One lap shootout. Slocum is electing the top line. He'll give the inside line to Mark Paglia. Paglia will have Ulysses Sandoval as his wingman for the restart. Slocum will have Denny Carroll in the 41. Billy Elliser is going to restart in 5th. Brian Lovell, he's going to be in the 6th position. Alex Moe seems to be a Alex Moe staple. Start at the back and be up at the front when it's late and matters the most. He's 7th on this restart. Bobby Farrell's going to be 8th. Robert Breedlove and Nate Balser. That's going to be the top 10. 22 drivers remain, all 22 on the lead lap. And 2.66 miles to settle it out here in the 6th race of the season for the Talladega Nights Shake and Bake Series. We'll see if this call to choose the outside line is going to work out for Josh Slocum. Things a little spaced out there in that outside line. They got to get themselves formed up here. Regardless of if a wreck takes place, we're racing back. So we'll stay with it here for this final lap at Talladega Nights Superspeedway. Slocum, the control car, waiting for the green. Green flag in the air. Paglia right there alongside of him.
Which line will prove to be superior?
Slocum trying to pinch the 28
not
down.
clear.
They're
Not
not formed
clear
on
yet.
that bottom. Slocum might have chosen correctly here. Let's see. Edge ahead for the 28 right now. Here's the momentum to the middle. Dead even going into turn 3. Third line with Dixon and Bond.
Oh, he's clear now. 28 is clear. He can block now if he needs to.
Can move up if he so chooses. Mark Paglia. Here comes Slocum, though. Trying to get back alongside. Trying to get the momentum. Trying to get the push. It's going to be close, but I don't think it's going to be close enough. Mark Paglia, by a little less than half a car length, is going to pick up the victory here tonight. Paglia in his 6th start. His first finish, if I'm not mistaken, inside of the top 10. Paglia came into tonight's race 35th in points. That's a driver that has made every start this season and still finds himself behind a number of drivers that have taken provisionals, gotten hit with post-race EOLs. It's been a struggling year for the 28, but he'll get a checkered flag, and only time will tell with the bonus points coming his way if he still will have a chance of making his way into the top 12 in points with 2 races remaining. It's going to be a tall ask, but could mathematically be a possibility. Josh Slocum, it's going to be interesting to be asking him during post-race interviews about that choice of restarting on the top side there. He'll get 2nd place, though, and Ulysses Sandoval, for the 2nd time in 3 weeks, he's going to be bringing it home on the podium. I thought for a minute Paglia might be out of fuel, but nope, he just threw in the clutch. Gonna bring it back to the start-finish line. And Mark's burnout brought out the caution.
Good job.
Right there, folks, your race winner and your laps leader. Paglia in the pace car. Well, Mark Paglia gonna celebrate this one here tonight. 6th different winner on the season. We called it a little less than half a car length. 28 1,000ths is what the race officials say it was. From the front splitter of the 28 to the front splitter of the 2. Sandoval in 3rd. Denny Carroll will bring it home in 4th. Remember, Denny Carroll, I believe, was one of the drivers below the cut line. Could be making a late season, regular season effort, get up in the top 12. Billy Elliser going to bring it home in the top 5. Great run for the Coors Light Chevrolet. Brian Lovell, Bobby Farrell, they were involved in a number of incidents tonight, and they persevered to get 6th and 7th. Nate Balser in 8th. Alex Moe with another top 10 run in 9th, and Bob Dixon will bring it home in the 10th position. Don't know if Ken Roberts was able to gain enough points on Grant Wesley to take the points lead away from him, but he will certainly cut into that points lead with the 11th place run tonight. Perry Bond in 12th. Greg Lovell, Robert Breedlove, and Steven Brandstetter will complete the top 15. It will be interesting to see for Brandstetter if he remains in the top 12 in points or not. He was the cut line driver coming into this evening. Eric Lovell, 16th. Bob Sire in 17th. Keith Bynum, Bernie Mobbs, and Kelly Causey, the top 20. And then the remaining drivers to finish out the race were Doug Hewlick and Mike Mangialardi. There you see all the drivers that finished out of the race, 36th through 38th. Not showing because of us having that technical problem about midway through. Michael, refresh again who 36th, 37th, and 38th were?
It's too late.
Oh, did you already exit out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we said it earlier on in the broadcast, so you can adhere to that. I know Tom Dixon was one of them. Graham McDonald was one of them. I'm trying to remember who the other driver was. Oh, nope. I almost had it. Nope. Can't pull it in.
No, Graham McDonald, I think, was 38th.
Yeah, he was 38th. Tom Dixon was 37th. And Mercurio, I think, was the 36th place driver. So that's your finishing results from tonight's race. A long one full of pacing. A lot of cautions in this one here tonight. And it came down to a survival fest for a number of drivers to be able to reach the conclusion as we head into our FRN post-race wind down. It's time to dial up some of our podium finishers here tonight. Let's kick things off with the guy that brings home 3rd place this evening. Let's see if we can get a hold of Ulysses Sandoval. Ulysses, Seth and Michael up here in the FRN booth. You got us?
I got you, brother.
I'll tell you what, this 96 has been on a tear these last few weeks. We talked to you up here in the booth a couple of weeks ago when you brought it home 3rd. This week, another 3rd place run. Had your back bumper on the car this week as well. 4th in overall points coming tonight here. Also, I mean, definitely solidifying yourself into the playoffs, maybe making a bid for that regular season points lead. But talk about the chaos here tonight, because that 96 didn't really look like it had a scratch on it. I know you had a couple of spins, but kept this thing in one piece.
A couple? Well, I had the count. I spun like 17 times, so I was almost wrecked like 17 times. Fortunately, I didn't get to hit the wall or another cars. I just got spun all over and over again. That's what I do. That's why I'm the wrecking ball.
The wrecking ball, absolutely. Causing the mayhem, but not taking the mayhem on yourself. I mean, talk about this momentum. I mean, in super speedway racing, it's so unpredictable, and yet people are able to go out there and be consistently finish in the top 5 and the top 10. How have you been able to do that here on this stretch?
Well, I'm not good at qualify. I'm not good at speedways, short tracks. I'm not good at any other thing more than pushing. The only thing I do is push. What I do is attach. My mentality is attached to the car in front of you, and drive with him. That's what I do. I'm pushing. That's what I've been practicing. That's what I have been practicing every single time because I'm not good at any other thing than just pushing, drafted with the guy in front of you. That's what I learned.
Well, it's definitely been working out for you. 2 races left here in this regular season. You came into this race over 120 points to the good above the cut line, so pretty unlikely mathematically you're going to fall out of a playoff position. So for these final 2 regular season races, what's the goal? You're looking just for more consistency? Can we maybe see that 96 up there? Trying to maybe take one of these checkered flags?
I told you last time that with the damage card you saw me working, doing well. Well, with a non-damage card you will see me doing wonders.
Well, definitely
And
work some wonders here tonight. Well done on the 3rd place finish here this evening. All but solidifying yourself a playoff spot. Gonna be a lot of fun to see what you're able to do here in these final 2 races in preparation for the playoffs. Maybe do some experimentation for those playoff races. We'll have to wait and see. Ulysses, before we let you go, though, floor is yours for thank you, sponsors, and shoutouts.
yeah, I'm going to. I'm all about entertainment. So a big shout out to Mama Sandoval and a big shout out to my team Wrecking Ball, that most of them got wrecked, including my buddy Joshua Mercurio. But hopefully we get a better race next time. So a big shout out to all my Wrecking Balls who are up there watching me. And good luck next time, guys. All right. Bye, Seth. Bye, Michael Norman. I hope to get to talk with you another time.
Absolutely. Well,
Absolutely.
back to back podiums on the FRM broadcasts here 2 weeks ago in race 4. Here tonight in race 6, Ulysses Sandoval keeping himself up in the top 5 in points with a 3rd place run this evening. Congratulations once again. Best of luck in the continuation of the season, which I believe is going to be 2 weeks from now. So best of luck.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys.
Absolutely.
User
Ulysses
was moved
Sandoval
out of
bringing it
your
home
channel.
in 3rd place. You heard him say he's all about entertainment. He got an endorsement from Grant Wesley in a previous broadcast. Always a lot of fun to race with and see on the racetrack. Let's see if we can dial up the guy that brings it home 2nd place here tonight. Another of the Toyotas that finish up towards the front of the field, and that is Josh Slocum.
User was moved
Hey,
to
Josh,
your
Michael and
channel.
Seth up here in the FRN booth. You got us?
Yeah, 10-4. How you doing?
I'll tell you what, big question that I got for you here is the choice of lane on that final restart. You elected to take the top. Normally, we see at the super speedways, the inside line gets that advantage through 1 and 2. So, kind of wondering, what was the mentality of choosing that outside line as the control car?
I just yeah, that was I should have stayed on the low side, but I wanted to. I was thinking the middle line there, you had the momentum there, and I had Denny back there, and first I want to say a big thanks to him for the pushes and congratulations to the 28. But yeah, I should have stayed. I should have chose the low line, but we did the high line. But that's all right. I'll take a 2nd place there. We fell the back a couple times, a couple incidents there, but made it back up to the front, and that's where we ended up.
Well, I'll tell you what, to make a football analogy with your car, we know Josh Allen's a great passer, but also very good with his legs and has to occasionally charge his way through a defensive line. You had to do that here tonight as well. Didn't have the best of qualifying results, but had to charge your way up through a number of wrecks. You kept that car relatively in one piece here tonight. How were you able to do that? Because kind of seemed like we had wrecks in every portion of the field.
I got lucky. I got in the wrecks, but the damage was very slight, and just took tires. And there at the end there, we didn't pit. We wouldn't have made it on fuel if it stayed green, but a couple yellows helped us out, and it all worked out.
Talk about that final run to the checkered flag as well, because we saw you be able to get the momentum down the back straightaway and get a good run there off of turn 4 as well. At that point in time, as the leader of your respective line, is there anything you can do yourself to get that line moving forward, or are you codependent on the rest of the drivers behind you, how well they're lined up, how well the push is?
Well, there's not enough energy in one lap to get it going, but if everybody says, but that low side, they had a bunch of good guys down there, and they stayed in line too. So everybody did what they were supposed to do, and it was neck and neck the whole way around.
neck and neck for sure. Close finish here
User
tonight
left your
at the
channel.
line. Whoop. Looks like we just lost him here. Hold on a second.
User was moved.
There we
to
go. We
your
got him
channel.
back. But Josh, obviously a great run for you here tonight. Second place here in the limited number of starts you've made this season. Congratulations. Before we go, the floor is yours for thank you, sponsors, and shout-outs.
Oh, I just want to thank Talladega Nights and all the admins, Jeff and Chris, and everything that they do for this league. They do a great job, and wouldn't want it any other way. So good racing, and thanks, guys. Awesome broadcast, and again, congrats to the 28 car. Have a good night, everybody.
Josh Slocum brings it home. Second place in the number 2 car here tonight in race number 6. Congratulations once again, and best of luck in the upcoming race in 2 weeks.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's see if we can go down to victory lane. Get our 6th different winner on the season. That'd be the driver of that throwback number 28, Mark Paglia. Mark, Michael, and Seth up here in the FRM booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Mike, Seth, how you guys doing?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're doing great up here. I'll bet you're doing better, though. Wild finish here tonight. Dead even going into turn 3 was kind of a really big question mark where the energy was going to be on that top line or inside line through the trial, but to the start-finish line, you just barely edge out Slocum to pick up this win here tonight. I mean, did you think you were going to get that there when we were heading down the back straightaway, or did you have full confidence in the pushers behind you that they were going to get you edged out ahead?
Well, I felt pretty good about Ulysses behind me. He's a pretty good pusher. I mean, he's a young guy, and he's really come a long ways in his racing. But when he helped me like that, now I feel really like I owe him one. So the payback's coming for him. But yeah, I felt pretty good about it. Not quite sure why Josh would want to take that upper line. I think for one lap you want to be on the bottom line, but he decided to take that middle line. And I felt pretty good that I had a better chance to get this win.
Yeah, pretty much all the drivers we had finish up inside of really our top 10 at one point or another were involved in some incidents, some of them on multiple occasions, including yourself. Didn't get much damage in any of those wrecks, able to continue to stay up in that lead pack and eventually fight for the win. But, I mean, I guess the question I'll ask is, how were you able to minimize the damage in those wrecks you were involved in?
Well, Seth, it's just a roll of the dice and luck that some nights you get caught up and tore up all the time. Like last night, I got tore up in lap 2 or 3, and tonight I was just able to lock the brakes up and stay out of the mayhem. I think I got hit a little bit one time, but no damage, and went in for fresh tires and just tried to race smart and keep it clean the rest of the way.
So, not able to really work the calculator in my head here because I'm not 100% familiar with the classic NASCAR point system, but you came into tonight 35th in points, roughly about 160 points below the cut line. The win here tonight, obviously, we know that the race winner ends up getting some very valuable bonus points that should certainly rocket you up through the point standings, but 2 races left. Do you think this is the start to a comeback run to get yourself up into that top 12 into a potential playoff spot by the time we reach the end of the regular season?
Well, it's a shot in the arm that I was looking for. I feel a lot better about the next 2 races. I just again have to stay clean and race smart and be there at the end, and hopefully the wind behind my back and swimming downstream, things will happen for me.
Well, definitely there at the end tonight. Right place, right time, right lane on that restart. You pick up the victory tonight. Congratulations. We'll let you get back to your celebrating in just a moment. But first, we're going to hand the mic over to you for some victory lane. Thank you, sponsors, and shout-outs.
Well, shout out to Jeffrey Elliott and Ken Roberts. They do a heck of a job putting this on for us. And, I race with Chuck McClure and with Ken Roberts and Kelly Causey, Craig Hagley, that group, and John Godfrey and Greg Palmer. We all kind of bunch up together and help each other out. So I want to shout out to those guys for always being with me and helping me, and I try to help them.
Well, Mark Paglia, 6th different winner on the season. He parks number 28 in victory lane here tonight at Talladega Nights Super Speedway. Congratulations on the victory tonight, Mark. Well deserved. We look forward to seeing what happens here in these final 2 races of the regular season. See if we'll see this number 28 in the playoffs by the end of it.
I appreciate that, Seth and Michael. Have a great night, and I appreciate your endurance through all these cautions that you guys keep the audience, clued in what's going on and keep them entertained. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely. That's Mark Paglia. He's your winner here tonight in the 6th race of the 5th season of the Talladega Nights Shake and Bake Series. As he is going to, we'll see
User was moved out
if he'll
of
be
your
able
channel.
to mathematically make his way up into the top 12 in the point standings. A lot of drivers that were ahead of him in points either were not in the field tonight, DNF'd, didn't run all that well, so he may make a huge cut in the point standings this evening, may leapfrog up through the points, maybe up into the top 20 in the standings, and if he can do that, he might have a mathematical shot of, if not pointing, maybe getting another win to get into the top 12 in the standings. It's going to be very interesting, a bit of a nail-biter here with 2 races remaining. Well, Michael, here tonight, a bit of an endurance race for drivers, commentators, our crowd here tonight. I want to thank everybody in our YouTube chat here tonight for interacting with us. Help the caution periods go by a lot quicker and everything. Really appreciate it. You guys are great. We hope you guys enjoyed our random commentary. We try to keep it entertaining here while you're watching the cars pace around here. Sometimes we run out of material and, we end up digging into the bag of tricks. Well, actually, Michael's got the bag of tricks and I just go along with it. But nonetheless, appreciate everybody that was with us here tonight, watching on YouTube and interacting with us in the chat. Michael, appreciate you being up here in the booth. It was a longer one here tonight. It was definitely a finish worth sticking around for. The thing I'm kind of wondering, though, is does this set the tone for the upcoming final 2 races? Because the intensity is just going to ratchet up with drivers in different positions of defending where they are in points, trying to advance where they are in points. As the playoffs get closer, the aggressiveness seems to always kick up another notch.
Yeah, the intensity is gonna skyrocket to the freaking moon, which means these drivers have got to use their intelligence and also have a lot of that integrity.
Throwing a Kurt Angle reference in there. I love it. But thank you once again, Michael, for joining me up here tonight. It was a blast to have you. Thanks to everybody that tuned in. Again, our upcoming future schedule for next week. We've got Monday night, the 2023 Happy Holidays 200 special event race for Rolling Thunder Gaming. We'll have the Aero 88 cars at Michigan Nextel Winter. Green flag going to fly at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time there. And then Thursday night, we're going to have Talladega Nights team race, their final team race of 2023. 4 teams, 4 different liveries with the painters Blaine Donlin, Bernie Mobbs, Rodney Sullins, and I just blanked out on the other one. Why did I do that?
Blaine?
No, I had
Blaine
Blaine,
already?
Blaine, Rodney, Bernie, and oh gosh,
now
Frank
you gotta
Divens.
go-
There it is. I got it. Frank Divens.
I was gonna say now you have to go back through.
Nope, I got it.
Comments.
I got it right. But gonna be that's gonna be Thursday night with, I believe, Green Flag going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Might be 9:15. Tune in at 9 o'clock just to be safe. And that will be what we'll have for next week for FRN broadcast. So thanks everybody for tuning in here tonight. For Michael Norman, I'm Seth Cole. Hope you guys enjoyed another broadcast this evening, courtesy of FRN, the Flatout Racing Network.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of Flatout Racing Network and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of Flatout Racing Network and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. Flatout Racing Network would like